Welcome to another episode of Not for the Weak Minded. Now, this episode is about the TV show Curse of Oak Islands and, well, my anger towards their lack of literally caring about what they're digging up, their very intrusive methods and their cowboyish archaeology ways. With one, they're millionaires and they got one archaeologist there, and they can have a crew of real archaeologists there actually helping that would actually do it for free. But because this relates to Freemasonry, they're not going to allow it. So they've got these two billionaires working towards this project that they're never going to really succeed at. You know, yes, they've found quite a lot of historical artifacts that change history, but the things I'm going to show you it's going to show them that they may as well just stop looking, you know, because you need to know a great deal of information about ancient cultures and time itself. So I'm not going to give them all the answers, but this has to do with phases of history. So let's look into this picture. First of all, you'll see that there is absolutely a Masonic connection to this island. There's no doubt about it. There is a pyramid right there. You may think, oh no, there isn't, but this was a lake pyramid, and I'll show you in a minute. You know, it's been drained, or because of the image taken from my observations through time, this is the image I chose because it shows a great deal of knowledge about ancient cultures, about planning, about the rivers, about things that you really don't really know about, and they don't really care about, but really do care about, if you get my drift. So, albeit that there is Templar history here, there is much more history here to do with ancient cultures. Now, this has to do with these structures and how they are, wow, smashed. You can see they're very circular in areas. You can see a face there, look, see it? It stands out. What about that one? It's a different video. Anyway, what you see is pathways and evidence of ancient culture as well as modern. But when we look in the background, you'll see this river channel running across like this. And what this is actually connected to, so this whole area is underwater. The whole thing is underwater. The water today comes to this island. So what you're actually seeing in this image, technically, you can't actually see with your eyes because it's underwater. So I'm showing you some underwater discoveries in a minute that absolutely rewrite history. Which way am I going? This way. And so, I have showed this before, but this was to do with completely different theory about face life, and so this is just solely on Oak Island and its mysteries. And so, mystery even more when you look at this underwater feature as what it looks like. And so, what does that look like to you? You know, you can see the legs, the head, and it looks like an ant being. Now I can show you pictures that I captured from Sardinia and how this information underwater relates to Sardinia as well, and the Nuraghi later on, about the ant people. And then you look into the stories of the Anasazi, the ant friends of the Hopi tribe, and you kind of get the picture that there are multiple different beings living here alongside us, and that they may be actually quite good, and they're not bad people beings at all, but because we are all in a state of fear about reality, and they've lied to us about the ancient past, if they do come out, they get shot anyway. So a lot of the UFOs around the world are actually the good guys, because the bad guys are actually our military, because evil controls. Who hasn't told you about creation? Who hasn't told you about the truth about reality? Who hasn't told you about the truth about the ancient past? Who's lied to you about how you even exist? Wants to fight them, you see? This is a great battle going on right now between the forces of good and evil, of which, unfortunately, humanity, because of this great deception about everything, has been working towards evil without really knowing it. So, you don't believe you're created, you don't think you have a soul, you don't think this earth is created, you think it's a spinning ball, and this earth is really insignificant when it's the opposite. It's created, you're special, you have a soul, and you have a mission in this reality if you actually accept these facts and actually go and look for them and change your own mind about this reality, about everything. So, in the ancient past, there were giant beings. Yes, giants existed. Now what I'm saying here is this being absolutely resembles something that is alive today, but on a much smaller scale. Now when you look into the geological landscape about all the animals that can be seen, but on a much larger scale, that are literally the same as what there are today, but probably much more genetically hybridized or diverse, that we still see today, that are around us today in this epoch. So this ant being is underwater, is evidence, whether you want to see it, like it or not. I mean, let's zoom into the face so you can see it clearly. See the antenna going up, and the eye there, the mouth, the head, and so it's clear to me. You can see the hand, you can see the legs, and next to it you can see another being right here with weird ears and a neck. Look, if you look at the neck, it's got like scale features, man. Do you see? So the evidence of things being created and washed away and now is literally resting there underwater through this image is quite remarkable, but it's on a scale, as it says here, 3,378.35 meters, which makes you go, oh my god, no way. However, this is where you got to understand the deception of the technologies and know how this object is actually half the size of what Google says. So in reality, it's still massive, but it's like, you know, 1.1 something rather than 3 meters, because they've lied and they've used cameras to stretch the image to subconsciously trick your mind into thinking this earth is quite twice the size it really is. And they've done that through the technologies, through the traffic lights, through the speedometer, through pilot testimony of literally not allowed, silencing them so that they can't tell the truth. And that is how things work in this reality. You are silenced to truth, and I don't have any strings attached to me. I can speak to the truth as much as I like, and no one's telling me to shut up. I'm not under the thumb of any corporation. So you see, this image here should, if they're watching, the right people that are doing the show, that make you question what you're actually doing there in the first place. because you can see ancient river channel that's been cut into this place. Now I have got many more discoveries to show on the land, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that one. I'm just showing you that when you look carefully through time, through images, the cameras we use do capture certain things, you know, and this is exactly what I'm showing you. So this is a lower view of it from Google Earth Pro, and when you start looking carefully and you get your eyes in, you'll begin to see that there are features that are on top of it. So this then makes you have to question time, because first of all, this big large being had to be knocked down, you know, or is it something that I'm gonna have to show you again, where ancient cultures purposely built things to be seen from the air? So it's quite interesting, because there's findings in England that I have found that suggest that with the use of ancient machines, they actually changed the landscape to large animals and they could be seen from the air. So this pathway looks kind of like a runway, and yet you have evidence here, if you've been to Sardinia, of Nuraghi. Circles within circles, and it goes all the way out. So there's something that's living, that literally is underwater there, that is evidence of ancient culture once being here. And you can start to see this looks like a harbour area. You gotta bear in mind that this is just a screenshot, and that with Google, obviously Google Pro, you know, I'm going on what I've looked with my eyes and looked through time, and I'm just showing you a picture of, and I can go through time and show you later on, you know, with Google Pro and on my computer, we'll do that, you know. I've just got so much to show that there is to be seen and know about the ancient past, about ancient cultures, about what's going on today, and the sheer danger of technologies that is around us, because they've lied to us about everything. And this is it from above. And again, you can kind of see, I've pointed out one thing on this in this screenshot. Building networks over there. Look like they're going underground, these things. Complexes. But yeah, you can see clearly this feature from the air. And there's the pyramid without the water in. And this is from sort of 1 year, 2013. And I chose this image because it shows literally there's things in this triangle lake. And so when you look carefully, you begin to see that there is certain things in there. And there's connections. So there is something here that connects to this. And there's something over here. And there's something here now, under the water. I don't know whether, you know, and when you look carefully, this is a flood tunnel. And there's another one right there. So there is flood tunnels here. However, it is to do with this treasure and not what they're actually trying to find. Yeah, there's stuff there, but this has to do with ancient culture and the golden age, you see, and history, and I'm sure they damn well know certain things already, what they're really looking for, but they ain't telling you the truth about their true intentions, and they ain't doing it right if they are there for archaeological and historical purposes. And you know, this is the curse of Oak Island crew, Freemasons that are doing cowboys, millionaires that think they can throw their money at solving this mystery, when it takes dedication, knowledge, time and perseverance, which they've damn well got, to give them that, because they've shoved their money into this project. So as you can see, clear as day. This one here is showing the flood tunnel. Right there. How it goes across here, goes into this direction. And you can follow it if you want, but you can't because I've cut the picture off. But you can, if you go through time, find exactly what to do, who's been here, when and why, and then look through history and go, hang on a minute, something's amiss. Big time. And again, you just see the tunnel into the pyramid that's the lake. Let's go back one image. Yeah, so the thing they're after in all perspective is, hold on, what it looks like to be actually right at the entrance of that tunnel. And I have no idea what this is. They drained it. So I think that's an image from when they drained it. So thanks to them, I got to see from low Earth orbit. Sorry, space, shall I say. Satellites. No. How about photography from space? No. From low Earth orbit? Absolutely. Plenty of planes go across every day. And so this is the last one. When you look carefully, again through time, you begin to see there's a great deal of evidence of other cultures here on this land, and that this surface, let's go back, this one, and that this surface here survived, but somehow this didn't. You know, it's underwater. This whole thing is underwater, this whole thing. So thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, subscribe.